There you go.
Hey, you guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Hey,
Good, good.
Sammy.
Happy to speak to you. Hi. So tell me a little bit about your experience on the show. What made you decide to go on?
Well, I actually got hit up originally by the challenge on like MTV a couple years ago, but I think at that point in life I was just like, there is no way I could do this. I watched a couple of the episodes, and I was like, this is not a Kira thing. But I just feel like at the time and place that I was when they hit me up, I was just in such a place of like growth and really putting myself into experiences and situations I would have never thought I would do. So that's why I wanted to do it. And then being there, I would totally do it again. It was just such a fun experience, and like friendships that were made that are still like long lasting outside of it, and just proving that you can do these crazy things that the challenge has you do.
Yeah, I mean,
What about you?
I'd found out about the challenge in the Big Brother house. They told me about it because I didn't watch any reality TV except for Big Brother. And then they described the challenge to me, and they're like, hey, it's competitions and all the crazy stunts and stuff. It was just all the things that I love. So I was like, what? This sounds amazing. And I got out of the Big Brother house and just started watching like the last 10 seasons. I just devoured them and was obsessed immediately. Excuse me. So yeah, so I was just so super excited, and the experience lived up to it. I mean, it was just so much fun. It was an absolute blast. And we were fortunate to have so many amazing people that we got to meet on our cast and now build all these friendships. And we here, and so many of us were just together last night watching the episode. So it's like, between the fun that we had there and the relationships that we got to build during and afterwards, it was amazing.
Nice. And no pun intended, what would you say was the challenge of being on the challenge?
Sorry, what?
What
The
would you
biggest
say was the
challenge of-
biggest challenge? Yeah, biggest challenge of being on the challenge.
For me, I felt pretty good with all the physical things. Like I was like, all right, I'm gonna kill this. Like honestly, I was like, it's not too bad. But I think it was like the social aspect for me, because I'm just a very upfront person. And like when people tell me things, I think I said it in the first episode, like I can be somewhat gullible. Like I believe what people tell me. So when you come into a house where there's a lot of like social game and people are kind of, working in different ways, that was really hard for me to kind of get into that mode of being like, okay, Kira, you can't necessarily trust everyone or what everyone's saying. You really have to, follow your gut and make alliances with people that have your back.
I think that for me, it's probably the algorithm. They've never had this format where they have the randomized partners. I got really lucky in having a partner like Kira or whatever to feel so confident going into elimination. But as far as overall strategy for the rest of the game, week to week, it just weakened that so much. So I was able to make my alliance that I had, and that overall we performed pretty well. But having Big Brother, Survivor, like you can create some long-term strategies, and here we just couldn't do that. And so I think that was the challenge to overcome for sure.
Nice. And what was your favorite memory about being on?
I would say that feeling of doing the first challenge and going off the side of that building, once again, something I would just say I would never do. And then to actually, have the pressure on and to also do it with my ex, I was like, okay, this is different, but it was such a surreal feeling of being like, I'm actually doing this right now and looking down and just being like, whoa. I think that was a moment that I'll always remember.
I don't even know. I mean, that very first elimination was wild because that is, it was so physically demanding and so stressful from losing the first challenge. So like to go from that super low to the super high was a pretty surreal experience for sure. And then especially because it was like one of the more like the not so fast is like an iconic sort of challenge elimination. So that was pretty cool too.
Nice. Well, we're about out of time. So I want you each to describe your experience in 3 words.
Extremely fun, crazy.
Yeah, surprising, fearless, wild.
Wonderful. Well, it was a pleasure to speak to both of you. I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to talk again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.